Hello, this is Stephen Trials, Team Fairness, Church of Fairness. And people want to know if what I'm doing is going to work. So let me explain what I'm talking about, what I mean by what's going to work. We want to know that the practice, whether you're in Team Fairness or the Church of Fairness, either one is the same practice. And we don't do others wrong. We care about everyone. And if we do someone wrong, we say, sorry, please forgive me. Or think that thought if it's not appropriate to say it. So the object is to keep thinking correctly, to continue to become a better person than we were before. And thereby, if we can get the whole world to do this, and if we can get everyone to agree to the law of fairness and to the World Fairness Agreement, then their grandchildren and their grandchildren are going to have a life worth living. The planet will be worth being born into. If we don't, it's probably not going to be the case. It's probably going to be a living hell for everyone that exists here. So, yesterday I was thinking about the God of the green lights. So I'm getting some red lights, and I've been practicing the Faith in Mind document. It's Zen Buddhism. Look it up. Faith in Mind. It starts off, the great way is easy, but it doesn't pick and choose. Or it's interpreted as, if the great way is easy, if you're not attached to preferences. So I'm at the red light, and it's taking a long time to go green. And if I don't have any preference, whether it's red or green or not, I don't really care. And I can stay happy. I'm not disappointed. I'm not anxious. I'm not frustrated. I'm not unhappy. So I can be happy with having the red light or the green light. So by making this agreement to do the practices, don't do others wrong, care about everyone, say sorry, please forgive me, do we get the dice thrown in our favor? Does something unknown, an extraterrestrial or God or whatever, does it make the lights red more often? So does it change randomness? Is there something that could make the toss of the coin come up heads 100 times in a row? I think there is. Extraterrestrials, they could easily make it happen. Or God, if you want to believe in the traditional God that created everyone. I don't. I believe in an emergent God. It's like our higher selves, our collective mind, collective consciousness, collective unconsciousness that has been working toward being our higher self by doing the practices. So this is throughout the whole universe. So that's what God is the emergence of higher self by the choice of the sentient beings that exist, that are able to understand these words. And you know what? Animals can sense what we're doing, and they understand it intuitively. They really do. So maybe they don't, this power that can actually alter randomness or can actually make us have a good future or can actually help us establish the World Fairness Agreement and establish the law of fairness. We need their help to make this happen. And maybe they will. So is what I've noticed since I decided to go ahead and make this practice based on some dreams I've had. I've had dreams that there's something out there that's been benevolent, that cares about me. So I'm continuing to practice this path. And today, it's the people that are arranged. The people are not randomly doing what humans do. They're directed from inner source, from a mind out there, something out there that's influencing the human mind. See if I'm not right about this. So I've noticed before, sometimes the people are against you and they try to block you in traffic. And it's like gang stalking. If you're familiar with being gang stalked, this is what I'm talking about. So there's a power out there that can organize them instead of gang stalking you. They are arranged so that they're helping you. So like you need to get onto a busy road. You get up to the road, there's a big gap because this higher power, this emergent God, has arranged the people to go faster in front of you and slow down behind, and they've made a gap. This kind of thing happens. This is what I'm suggesting you try to find out. Give this a test to see if this will work for you. You might get a front row parking lot. You might be amazed that you're getting all green lights. But something like the red light, green light, it's not, it could happen, but it's easier to arrange like a gap in the traffic than to interfere with the lights. But maybe it's the lights that are causing the gap at a different location. Maybe it's because something told you yourself to check something. You just remembered something you was going to do, and before you leave, you check the thing, and it takes like 10 seconds. So you get out there and get your car going 10 seconds later than you would have, and when you pull up to go onto the busy road, there's a gap. So it could be arranging you to match up with them. It's arranging all the people into an organized structure. Now here's a police siren, ambulance, fire truck. So you can see things arranged like harmful things to people that are obstructing us. Like there's an accident and it blocks the road for them. So if this power that's helping me wants to, it can make a believer out of everybody on the planet if it wants. It can like demonstrate through the type of thing that I'm talking about. It doesn't have to necessarily communicate with you, but it might. It might actually start communicating with you telepathically when you're quiet. And if you want to know if they're here, ask to have them speak to you, say hello or something, and then listen, meditate, and just meditate for a long period of time. That for you, like for me, a long period of time is like 10 minutes some days. Some days it's like 20. I don't meditate a lot, but I meditate to some degree, and I think it's very beneficial. I would benefit if I meditated longer, and just by not thinking, just sitting still, not moving, and not thinking, and listening. Your job is just to breathe and be aware of your breathing. That's the job while you're meditating, nothing else. There's no other purpose in it. Just to stay alert, and you could intend on listening to a spirit being or an extraterrestrial or whatever they might be. It might communicate with you. So when you get started on this path of wanting to know this higher power is real and wanting its help to create a better future for our grandkids and their grandkids and for ourselves too, You might start having some clairvoyance, some intuitive knowledge given to you, some dreams about the future. The doors to the paranormal open up. People will be in your path. You'll get into a conversation about matters that I'm talking about a benevolent higher power or God helping us to create a good future for everyone. You might have somebody come into your path that brings up this conversation. You can have synchronistic things happen that absolutely mind-blowing things can happen, synchronicity. And it's like, no, this is too much. Somebody is arranging my life totally. So in my telepathic communication today, they wanted me to make this video and share my experiment, my practice in changing the randomness in our lives and stacking the deck in our favor instead of against us. And what's been happening with me today is I've made a breakthrough, and it was by accepting that I'm not perfect, that I struggle in having good thoughts at times, and I continue to try my best to not have judgmental thoughts, to stay in the practices, to continue to do the 3 practices throughout the day. And something happened. So they're telling me that I made it. I am going to be. People are going to be shown that what I'm doing is going to work. So this is what we're trying to manifest for all we're worth, so that our grandkids and their grandkids are not born into a world of misery. So we're like trying to hold our face right and everything so that this happens. It's like the old joke that the guy wasn't catching any fish and the other person wasn't. The guy catching the fish told the person that couldn't catch any fish in the boat, "You're not holding your face right." You know, it's a joke. So what is it that we got to do to make this happen? So I've already said what I know works is meditation, ask for help, prayer or request, whichever you choose. If you're team fairness, you atheist, you don't pray. It's just a request to something unknown for help, and because you're concerned with the way things are going. And so do the practices. See, it's like when you do the practices, then you qualify for this kind of help, because this is what they want us to do. I listened to a video, YouTube video on near-death experiences, and this woman was an atheist. And they showed her all the wars, and they explained that we need to stop fighting each other. And she was that just before she came out of the near-death experience, she was shown the place where the extraterrestrials are. And I am so happy about their presence here. It's the grace of God for me. And that's what they are. They're God-like. And they're very real in my life. It's like a person that absolutely knows that Jesus is real, or their God is real. That's what their God is. You see what I'm saying? And it is real. So the practice of devotion to various gods is useful. It's very useful. I'm a scapegoat, and I had a dream. Well, first I want to show you the Natara Chandava, where this is the dance. All the red lights and the green lights and the things that happen in the world, this is Shiva's dance. It's the events that take place. It's the will of God. It's what happens with randomness and with Shiva's intervention. Or this emergent God that's our higher selves, collective higher selves. And I also, next to my Natra Sandava, I have my Baphomet. And I had a dream where I exhibited some of the traits of Baphomet. I was being changed form in my dream. So there was like a breast, as if I was changing into a female, because Baphomet's androgynous. And the flames on the head, and that correlated with the crown chakra, the 8th chakra. And I was realizing there's a correlation. So this goat got sacrificed. This is where Baphomet came from, I think. And it was a Gnostic deity and the Knights Templar. And so since I dreamed that I'm Baphomet or Christ, it's the same thing. It was me as Christ that is Baphomet in this dream. And there was a woman who said, I'm in hell, Satan has me. I'm in trouble, Satan's got me. And I said, no, it's not Satan that has you, it's me, I have you. I'm not here to do any harm, I'm here to help you. Satan doesn't have you, I have you. So, because I'm a scapegoat, we get betrayed. Like the scapegoat, they put all their sins on the goat and then banish the goat into the desert. Well, that's like the story of Jesus. They put all the sins on Jesus, and then he was sacrificed. He was crucified. So, do you see the similarity? The Gnostics were against the tyrant God, and a lot of them got killed for it. So, same with the Cathars. They said they can connect with God directly, they don't need the Pope, and they got hurt bad in the Inquisition. So, it's by the people joining together, making friends, while they're making enemies. We have more power because we're making friends. So when the people unite for a purpose, the religions are going to follow suit. They're going to have revelations. They're going to change their policies. So it's like this is really just people, not any other religion, just the religion I created, the Church of Fairness and Team Fairness. It's got to do with no other religion or government, although we're helpful to all the religions and governments to bring about this friendship. And did you know that the founder of the Quakers, they were called the Friends? So this is not a new idea. So when George Fox would preach to the people, the early Quakers, people were getting scared of evil, I suppose, of hell. And so they were shaken with fear. So they started calling them Quakers. And that's the name stuck. This fear of evil, I felt it one day, and I was shaken, sitting at a coffee shop, and I'm not sure why it happened, but I was asking for help for all I'm worth, because I was really afraid of something. So that's not that's an ordinary thing. It's a normal thing for people to go through. People get that through lightning. I got the fear of lightning one day. So people get the fear of death, and they'll have like this strong fear. So when you know that there's something benevolent that's going to be with us while the rest of our life and whatever afterlife there is. So when we practice the 3 practices, we go to the highest heaven for that. That's all we have to do. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.